Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse. Join me today for an update. I'm going to give you guys a rundown on what's going on with our economy and also what's happening in the healthcare world. Check it, y'all. There are no solutions in life, only trade-offs. No solutions in life, only trade-offs. Thomas Sowell, Conflict of Visions. It's the truth. The trade-off that we have made by bringing our economy to a halt in hopes of staving off the boogeyman has yielded 25%, 1 out of 4 people being unemployed right now. People in lines for miles waiting at food banks and bread lines, to bring you back to the Great Depression picture, to try and feed their family because they have been deemed unessential, non-essential, not important enough. Cocktail hour, Ivy League, ivory towered academics in DC and in capital cities have deemed your children less important to feed than their own. I call BS. The data, I'm sorry, does not support further lockdown and further abrogation isn't the right word, further egregious violation of people's rights. In the United States, as a representative constitutional republic, we are guaranteed rights that came to us from our Creator, which are enumerated in our founding documents, including the Bill of Rights. We don't get rights because a bunch of men sat around a table and wrote them down on a piece of paper. Even they said that themselves. Even they said that themselves. These rights that we have are given to us by God. And right now, a bunch of petulant school marm want to be superior intellectuals in DC, the Beltway, and in our capital cities are trying to tell us that we need to bite one off, take one for the team, and just let our families shrivel up and die so that way we can ensure the greater good. Not buying it, so sorry. No, you don't ensure the greater good by violating the rights of the individuals en masse. And when you consider that we do not deprive people of life, liberty, and property in this country without due process, and we have had people effectively, 300 million people under house arrest here, depriving them of liberty, I would call that a very, very big problem. The type of problem that led to this country being born in the first place, which is when, after repeated requests for redress of grievances, your government is still violating your most basic of rights. That is the duty at that point of the people to revolt. And so we are seeing this right now. We are seeing all over the country in capitals, all from Michigan. Mad props to you guys in Michigan. You are bringing it to them, every bit of what they deserve. Michigan, Indiana, North Carolina, I think today, all over the country, people are standing up and saying, enough is enough, all right? We're not going to destroy our economy further. Guys, the last time I checked, 1 out of 4 people are unemployed. That's 25%? I mean, I may be no child left behind or whatever, but 1 out of 4 people not being able to work. Let's put this in proper perspective. Not being permitted to work. That's somehow supposed to be guarding the greater good? Absolutely not. You don't save your neighbor's house by setting your own on fire. And that's what we're doing. So I am all for bringing things back online. Oh, there's going to be a second wave. And a third. But you know what? The entire narrative from the beginning was that we needed weeks to prepare for the surge and that we needed to flatten the curve. Guess what? We flattened it. That doesn't mean, like, we don't flatten curves, plural. The entire thing was that this is a new novel this is a new big V thing. You've got to be careful now because YouTube, but they're all a little censored thing. We have to be very focused now on flattening the curve so that way we don't overwhelm the system with this new and novel threat, right? And we need to make sure we bring all our resources online to being able to combat it. But like we said, there are no solutions in life, only trade-offs. The trade-off with doing this is that people who wanted and needed and who could pay for things like knee replacements, hip replacements, major surgeries that were essential to their quality of life, those people right now, their needs have been deemed non-essential also. So you can't say that you're somehow some angel of healthcare working if you are the one who is, oh, we need to keep everything shut down. No. That's not how this works. All patients are equal. Some patients are more equal than others. What is it? So now you're novel babies, the novel-V babies, they're the ones that are more important than somebody who needs a surgery to decrease the agony and the pain that they're living in every day from having bones just sitting on each other like that. I worked total hips and total knees for a while, guys. People are in serious pain before those surgeries and after, but that's why you try and do what you do. Anyway, friends, we're getting to a point right now where we cannot politely ask. We cannot politely request for our rights to be restored to us. We have to demand that they be restored to us immediately. The longer that this goes on, the more they're going to try and wrap, and put more preconditions. Like, here, take your microchip before you're safe to go back into public. Here, get your blood drawn and get this little prick, get this little test so that way we can make sure you're safe enough to go earn a living. I'm sorry, but I would call that an undue burden. If you are so afraid about this thing that you don't want to go out of the house, or forget fear, if you make a decision in your mind based on your own understanding of the facts in front of you that it is not in your best interest, nor would it be in the fiduciary interest of your family members for you to go out, that's fine. More power to you, stay home. But there is no reason whatsoever why you should have the ability, right, or authority to reach across the road to your neighbor's table, take food off of their tables because you're afraid of going outside. Sorry. Nope. We need to be able to move with authority, with agency, with self-governance at this point. We are adults here. See this white hair? Yep, it's white. Patriot Nurse has got white hair now. When I see that white hair in the mirror, there's part of me that's like, maybe I should dye it. And then the other part's like, oh no, this right here says I don't take BS from anybody anymore. White hair equals adulting time. So it's time to adult, y'all. It's time to be free, thinking human beings that take ownership, authority, and agency for their own responsibilities and for taking care of their families. And we don't do that by sitting home and binge watching things. We do that by taking a stand. Thank God Tennessee and Georgia are on the forefront and opening things back up. Governor Lee, thank you very much. Can we please get the constitutional carry bill now? In parts of the country where you are essentially battling entrenched leftism, we're going to have to take a more vocal stance, I think, on securing our rights, because this is not in any way, shape, or form compatible with the founding vision of this country. This is not why my family came over, fought, bled, and died, so that we could sit at home and binge watch Netflix and be told what a good slave we are. Fasting and praying, guys. Fasting and praying on Thursdays. I have made this point before, and I will make it again. There is no way that we can wrap our head around what it means to have natural born rights unless we get a clue where our founding fathers got these ideas. And no, they were not agnostic people, and no, they were not deists. If you read what they wrote in the Federalist Papers, in the debates on the Constitution, and the Anti-Federalist Papers, when you read what they said, they all recognized that their rights didn't come from them sitting around a table and writing things up on a piece of paper. Our rights came to us because we were created in the image of God, and He gave to us the rights that we have with the fingerprints of the Almighty. Every little ridge of His fingerprints is our rights: life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Nobody has the right to take that from us. And absolutely no government has the right to strip 300 million people of their rights without due process, which is what's happening. Friends, fasting and praying on Thursdays for this nation and for a proper completion to these issues. That's what I have been led to do, and I hope that y'all will continue to join me for that. If we are going to have the strength and the power and the authority and the agency to move forward from here, we have to know where our rights came from. And they are not doled out to us like treats or like scraps from a master's table. Nope. They came to us from God. And it's up to us to defend those rights. And it's up to us to safeguard them and to move forward in the future with them secured for our children. I hope it was helpful for y'all today. If you did enjoy the video, I hope you'll subscribe to me here on YouTube. You can also support me on Patreon and Subscribestar, as well as cryptocurrency. I have links in the description box below. Stand strong, y'all. For now, it's Patriot Nurse signing off, and I'll see y'all later.